What's going on, y'all? It's TKJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. A report came out Wednesday afternoon that the Phoenix Suns intend to waive Chris Paul. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he won't be back with the Suns next season. I'll get into that here in a second. But it does mean that as a free agent, he's going to be able to go to any team he wants on a veteran minimum if that's the route he wants to go with. And that just opens up a world of possibilities, man. Obviously, he's 38 years old, looking to win a championship because that's the big knock on his career. He's one of the best point guards of all time, but he still hasn't gotten a ring. So hopefully we can change that today, man. I'm doing a realistic career rebuild of Chris Paul here with the goal is just to get the most out of the rest of his career, whether that's 1, 2, 3 seasons, I'm not sure, but as his agent, I'm going to put him in the best position to win that championship. It should be a fun one, man. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. We just hit 1,000 subs on his channel. Now we're starting to road to 2K, and we're already over halfway there, man. You guys have been going crazy, so thank you so much for that. But anyways, man, without any further ado, it's time to get into this video.
Let's get it.
All right, man. So while we only have reports of the Suns intend to waive Chris Paul, they actually haven't done it just yet. I do think it's inevitable because it really does benefit both parties. Let me go ahead and explain that real quick. So taking a look at CP's contract, he's set to make $30.8 million next season. However, that's actually a little bit misleading. That contract is not fully guaranteed. I know most contracts in the league are, but this one is not. So he's actually only guaranteed $15.8 million, but he's going to be fully guaranteed that 30.8 once we reach June 28th. That's the deadline period. So once we get to June 28th and that contract fully kicks in, the Phoenix Suns aren't going to want that contract. No other competing team is going to want that contract because he is 38 years old. That's where the whole waiving thing comes in, because if they do waive him before June 28th, they actually only have to pay that $15.8 million over the course of 5 seasons. That's obviously much better than paying his full contract here. And then once they do that, they can actually re-sign Chris Paul to like a mid-level exception or a veteran minimum. And the idea is that once they do that, they're going to have a lot more cap space in order to continue building this roster. So that's why I'm saying I think it's inevitable that he will get waived, because regardless of whether the Suns want to bring him back or not, that's really going to be the best route that they can take. Now, there have been some reports that Chris Paul is interested in coming back to the Suns. I mean, it makes sense. He likes Kevin Durant. He likes Devin Booker. He's already here in Phoenix. It's just a lot more convenient. But as a free agent, man, he's going to be able to go anywhere else, and there definitely are some other teams that would be interested in him. I'll go ahead and break down those top landing spots here in a bit. But before we do that, man, let's go ahead and sim the rest of this finals series. The Nuggets are up 2-1 here, and they win in 6 games. That sounds about right to me. That's probably what I would guess. Nikola Jokic, finals MVP. Shout out to him. So taking a look at player retirements, man, this is actually a really good sign. Chris Paul is not trying to retire. Now, for those who are new to this, or for those who don't watch the channel, if a player tries to retire, I can actually veto it once. So like, here's an example of it. I'm not going to veto Udonis Haslem because bro's already 43 years old. It's time for you to go, my boy. But yeah, anyways, so I would be able to override that once, but then the second time a player wants to retire, whether that's a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever the case may be, I won't be able to veto it anymore. So I can only do that once. And because Chris Paul is not trying to retire right now, that means we have at least 2 more years of him here in the league. That's a 2-year window to try to win this championship, man. So that's a really good sign. But now the question is, which team is he going to try to win that title with? Let me go ahead and give you guys a few options. So the most realistic landing spot is the Phoenix Suns. You know, he gets to come right back here. Like I said, he's good friends with Kevin Durant. He likes Devin Booker as well. But my main concern though, man, is that even if they are able to bring him back on that veteran minimum and get some more cap space, how much can you really improve this roster? I mean, taking a look at the supporting cast, bro, like, you really don't have much trade value here. I guess you could sign some free agents, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. And after seeing how the Suns looked in that series against the Denver Nuggets, they lost in 6 games in the second round. I'm not going to lie, man, they look like they were a ways away from competing for a championship. I mean, they got laughed off their own home court in game 6 there. Now, CP only played in games 1 and 2 during that series, so maybe that makes a difference. But still, man, I really do question just how much can this team improve its roster and compete for a championship, because obviously that's the main thing here for Chris Paul. He wants to win a title, and I just don't know if the Phoenix Suns are the best team for that. Then we have another option here. That would be the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, obviously, he's super close friends with LeBron James, and it actually would be a full circle moment, man, because for some of the younger viewers out there who don't know, CP almost got traded to the Lakers way back in 2011 when he was with the New Orleans Hornets. Now, this was actually going to be a 3-team trade. The Lakers were going to get Chris Paul, the Hornets were going to get Lamar Odom, Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, and Goran Dragic, and then the Rockets were going to get Pau Gasol. All 3 teams actually said yes to this deal. They agreed upon it. However, the commissioner at the time, David Stern, who since passed away, RIP, actually vetoed the trade, and the reports are that he just got a lot of outside pressure from some of the other NBA owners. They thought it was going to be too OP of a trade, and I mean, they definitely weren't wrong. Pairing up Chris Paul, who by the way went on to make an All-NBA and All-Defensive team next season, pairing him up with Kobe Bryant would have been pretty crazy, man. I've been talking about how CP doesn't have a ring yet. Well, that probably would have been one of his best chances to do that. So super unfortunate, man. This would be a full circle moment if he were to come back to the Lakers. They might even need a starting point guard. D'Angelo Russell is an upcoming free agent. Maybe they bring him back, maybe they don't. I mean, he was kind of iffy this season in his first year back with the team. But even if they do bring him back, man, CP could still come off the bench. He could even help help you close out games. You know, they just wouldn't bring back Dennis Schroeder in that instance. My big thing though, man, is kind of similar to the Phoenix Suns. We saw the Los Angeles Lakers get absolutely dominated by the Denver Nuggets. I mean, they got swept in the conference finals. So I do question just how much can this team improve its roster and put CP in a position to win a championship. I don't know if they can do that, man, but I do know one team that can. That team is the Milwaukee Bucks, man. To me, this is the perfect fit for Chris Paul. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. They lost in the first round to the Heat this season. Yes, they did, but they had a whole lot of things going on. Giannis Antetokounmpo missed games during that series, and Chris Middleton also wasn't his usual self the whole season, man. He was dealing with a knee injury, but actually, as I'm recording this right now, Thursday morning, Middleton just had successful knee surgery today. Now, it's nothing too drastic. He's going to be back in July, but pretty much they just needed to clean some stuff up that had been bothering him. So the hope is that he's going to come back at full strength next season, and if that's the case, this is a really dangerous Bucks squad, man. Let me just break down the starting five here, man. You would have Chris Paul at the 1, Jrue Holiday at the 2. Nobody is scoring on that backcourt duo, man. The defense is elite, and really it's elite from 1 through 5. You got Chris Middleton at the 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 4, and then Brook Lopez at the 5. Come on, man. I am concerned about the supporting cast as we take a look at this over here. Kind of similar to some of these other teams I was talking about, but this is the best starting 5 out of all of these landing spots, man. And most importantly, this team is also in the Eastern Conference, where it's a lot easier to make a finals run. I mean, the Heat are the 8th seed this season. That's the perfect example. CP would get out of the Western Conference. He'd be on a team that's defensive minded just like he is, and he'd also have a really good chance of winning a championship, which is obviously the main goal for him. So to me, man, the Milwaukee Bucks are the perfect fit. I think in reality, he's probably just going to come back with the Suns. That would be my guess, but I'm his agent in this video, man, and I'm telling him, CP, you got to go to the Bucks, man. So let's try to make that happen. And it looks like we hit a little bit of a snag here, man. CP is expecting $34 million, and that's even after I messed around with some of the contract sliders to try to get him to take less money. Yeah, he's pretty insistent. He wants 34. It does say it's a 5-star fit, so I mean, that shows that 2K also thinks this is a great landing spot for him. But yeah, man, the game is still tripping trying to get him to get this much money. Now, we do have a workaround here. It's a little bit wonky, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to turn off the salary cap. That way I can sign him to this contract here, and then once we get into the first season, I can actually go through to his contract settings and change it to a veteran minimum. So it's a lot of hoops to jump through because 2K is not a realistic game, but just work with me, guys. It is going to be realistic in the end. Alright, man, so I had to jump through a lot of hoops here, but we finally got Chris Paul on the Bucks. Yes, it says 1 year, $30.8 million deal. Apparently I can't mess around with this contract stuff in the off season, but once I get to the regular season, I'll make that a veteran minimum. Anyways, man, we're here at player progression, and Chris Paul is down 2 to an 85. Definitely makes sense. He's 38 years old, and we got some other guys who are regressing. Jrue Holiday down 3 to an 85. Brook Lopez down 3 to an 82. Like, this is an older team, man. We really got to win a championship this year, because if we don't, it's only going to get more difficult as guys continue to progress. It's a lot of pressure, man, but let's end in the year number 1 and see if we can get this ring. So we finally got CP's contract all set up, man. He's on a veteran minimum, 2-year deal here. That definitely makes sense. And as we take a look at the starting lineup, man, it's pretty disgusting. We got CP, Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I guess now Bobby Portis Jr. starting for us instead of Brook Lopez. I mean, it makes sense. He's a higher overall now, so I'm not mad at it. Off the bench, though, we got Brook Lopez, we got Alec Burks, who I guess the CPU signed in free agency. Now, I don't actually make any signings or trades, anything like that. When I do these career rebuild videos, man, I'm really just that player's agent. That's all that I am. I decide which team he's going to sign to, and I let 2K Sim do the rest. But anyways, we also got Jay Crowder, we got Grayson Allen, and then we got Pat Connaughton. It's a pretty good team, man, but like I said, it is an older team, so we got a lot of pressure here for our first season. Now, I do have injuries turned on here as well, as you guys can see that. So yeah, man, that's also a factor here because it is a Chris Paul rebuild, and injuries definitely are a concern for him. Hopefully nobody gets a serious injury, man, but it's out of my hands. Let's go ahead and sim this regular season and see how it plays out. And we made it like a week and a half into the season. Chris Paul, broken right hand, 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, man, this is not an ideal start, but oh well, man. Let's get back to simming. All right, man, so we went 57 and 25, pretty good season, but the most important thing, Giannis Antetokounmpo MVP, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. We love to see it, man. He's really gonna have to carry us as we try to win this championship. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this. Brandon Miller, Rookie of the Year, instead of Victor Wembanyama. That's pretty wild, but I mean, bro averaged 26 and 8, so shout out to him. Let's go ahead and keep this thing going here. Giannis Depoy, we'd love to see that as well. We also did not get Coach of the Year, so I guess there's another good team, and of course, it's the Atlanta Hawks. Makes sense, bro. It always is, man. They are always good in sim. I don't know why 2K loves them, but oh well. Giannis gets all NBA first team as you would expect. Probably all defensive first team as well. And yeah, man, that's pretty much a look at the awards here. We are the number 3 seed, so room for improvement without a doubt. But yeah, man, it's the Atlanta Hawks, bro. We actually tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers for the second best record, so that's not too bad. But let's go and take a look at these stats here, man. Do we have guys who were out due to injury? I'm not sure. It looks like Giannis missed 3 games. Chris Middleton missed 5 games. I'm trying to do math in my head. It shouldn't be that difficult. And Chris Paul only missed about 7 games, man. So when he was out for, what was it, like 2 to 4 weeks, I guess that was the only time that he missed, man. So overall, this is not that bad, man. We were pretty healthy as Giannis led the way. We already saw his stats. Chris Middleton, though, 19, 5, and 5. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty much back to Chris Middleton type numbers. I mean, we'll definitely take that. And the 3-point shooting, bro. Yeah, we like to see that, man. Alec Burks apparently also was really good for us. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. How did he shoot? 42% from deep. Come on now, man. Come on now. Chris Paul also did his thing. 37% shooting from deep. Had a little 14, 4, and 8. Also 2 steals. Pretty much on par with like what he's been doing throughout his career. I mean, the efficiency is a little bit up from last season. But yeah, man, I feel pretty good about this team here. As long as we can stay healthy, I really think we have a chance. We're going up against the New York Knicks in the first round. They got Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. It's a pretty good team, man, but I think that we're better. So let's go ahead and get into this thing as we take it game by game. So we win game 1. We're up 2-0 now, 3-0. Are we going to sweep them, boys? We are. Alrighty. Now we're going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. I was kind of hoping that the Heat would beat them, but nah, man. We're going to have to go through Cleveland. A very good team here. Same starting lineup as before. Let's get into it, man. And actually, before we do, I am going to shorten the rotation preemptively, bro. I rarely do that, but yeah, man. I feel like we got to, as I got to mess around with some stuff here. So what are we going to do here, man? We're taking away minutes from Pat Connaughton. That definitely makes sense. Let's take away just a little bit of minutes from the bench. I know Alec Burks is doing his thing, so actually let me try to give him some more. Chris Middleton, need that up there. Drew Holiday as well. Probably a little bit less minutes like that, I think, bro. That looks pretty good to me, if you ask me, man. It could be a better bench now that I'm looking at it, but it is what it is, man. So we're gonna do it like that. Let's get Chris Middleton up just a little bit, actually. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I can make it, man. Is that enough to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and advance to the conference finals? Let's find out here as we win game 1. Okay, we're up 2-0 now. Okay, I was going to say, we're not going to sweep these boys. It's 2-2. Come on, bro. There we go. Okay, no game 7, man. There we go. We're here in the conference finals, and we're not going up against the Hawks, man. The Pistons. Okay. Hey, man. Kid Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jonathan Isaac now in the mix. That explains it, bro. 2K loves Jonathan Isaac. They also got Isaiah Stewart and now Rudy Gobert. What is going on in Detroit? I do not know. But I'm not mad at him, man. I would much rather face this team than the Atlanta Hawks. I'll tell you that much. Are we going to sweep them? We are, bro. We're here in the NBA Finals going up against the New Orleans Pelicans, bro. I kind of feel bad for CP, man, because if we win it all, people are going to say, oh, yeah, well, you had a cakewalk to the finals. They're going to call it a Mickey Mouse ring. So I feel bad for him. But hey, I can't control that, man. All that matters is we're here in the finals. The Pelicans have CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Let's get into it, man. We should be able to beat them pretty easily here as we win game 1. It's 1-1 now. 2-1 us. Please go up 3-1. Bro, are we really going to do this? There we go. No game 7, man. There we go. CP! Let's get it, man. The Milwaukee Bucks have won a championship. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Finals MVP. But most importantly, man, that boy Chris Paul did his thing. Got a ring. I mean, it was a pretty well-rounded stat line, man. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. What about the playoffs in general? Okay, CP. There we go, man. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, he got his championship. I'm excited for my boy. We actually do still have 1 more year on CP's contract, but does he even want to come back? I'm not sure. Let's head into the offseason and see if he will. And that boy CP got a taste of the championship and said, I want another one. He's coming back from another year. I'm with it, man. So we got some more red arrows once again, man. This is an older team, as I've said about 100 times. Chris Middleton went down 1 to an 85. Drew Holiday and Chris Paul both down 3 to an 82. Yikes, bro. I kind of think he should have retired while he was on top because I don't think we're going to win a championship this year. I'm not going to hold you, man. We did get Kyle Anderson. I guess the CPU signed him, so that's nice to see. But yeah, bro, we're going to head into this season and just see what we can do, but I'm not too confident about it. We got the same starting lineup, man. Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bobby Portis Jr. CP and Drew Holiday actually have a little 1 overall boost. I guess they're just feeling themselves. So like 283 overall players in your backcourt is not that bad, man. But yeah, this is an older team. Our window definitely is closing. Gotta imagine this is CP's last year. Off the bench, we got Alec Burks, we got Brook Lopez. We do have Kyle Anderson now in the mix. The CPU signed him, so that's a really nice addition. Then we got Grayson Allen, and we have Marjon Beauchamp now getting minutes for us. I guess instead of Jay Crowder. I mean, we need a backup power forward, bro. I'm gonna give the minutes to Jay Crowder just purely because of that position need, but it's not like it matters a whole lot. 11 minutes per game, it is what it is. Anyways, man, let's jump right into it here. We're gonna simulate this regular season and see how it plays out. All right, man, so we went 51-31. Darius Garland, MVP. Isaiah Collier, Rookie of the Year, paired up with Victor Wembanyama. That's pretty nice, bro. Speaking of which, you got Depoy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and keep this thing going here. The Milwaukee Bucks, no All-NBA first-team selection for Giannis. He gets second instead. That's a little scary, man, because like I said, he's got to carry us. I honestly need him to be the best player in the league, and it doesn't look like he was that this season. But oh well, he did get all-defensive first team, so that's nice as well. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this thing as we are the number 5 seed. So definitely not the best team in the league, man. We got some work to do here in the playoffs. Giannis led the way for us. 23 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Chris Middleton, a little 16, 5 and 5. CP's numbers are dipping just a little bit, 13, 4 and 7, but still not that bad. I guess Drew Holiday is dealing with an injury, but he's played every game this season. I don't know what's going on. I mean, the guys are staying relatively healthy. I can't be too mad about that. And actually, I'm just now noticing Giannis missed 11 games. Okay, maybe we actually were a pretty good team, man. And now that he's back in it, we can actually make a run. So that makes me feel a whole lot better about it as we're going to get this thing going. So we're facing the Raptors in the first round, taking a look at the matchup. They got Fred VanVleet, Jaylen Brown, who seems to always end up with the Raptors. It's honestly a pretty good fit, man. I'm not mad at it. Then they got Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Precious Achiuwa. It's a good team, man. Maybe even better than us, I'm not gonna lie. But let's take it game by game as we lose game 1. Okay, we bounce right back there. We're up 2-1 now. 2-2. Don't go down 3-2, boys. There we go. Okay, I actually am gonna shorten the rotation right now just in case, because I don't want a game 7 here. So let's go ahead and take away some minutes from, I guess, Grayson Allen, Jay Crowder. Yeah, Jay Crowder entirely, now that I think about it, because we got Kyle Anderson as our backup power forward now. So that's really nice to see. Let's go ahead and bump up some minutes here like this. Little bit of this and a little bit of that, man. As I also need to take away some minutes here and do it like that. I think that's about as good as it's going to get, man. Let's get into this thing, and can we avoid a game 7 here? We can. All right, so now we're going up against the Atlanta Hawks in the second round. We didn't have to face them last season, man, but there's no running away from them now. They got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Jet Howard, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu. And why is Alec Burks starting for us? Am I missing something? Let me go ahead and check this thing out here, man. Is Holiday hurt? No, he's not. They just want to straight up start Alec Burks, bro. Y'all got jokes, man, but quit playing. Let's bump this thing up here like that then. As now I gotta mess around with this again, bro. So I actually had the CPU deciding the minutes and stuff just because, like, I didn't want to make adjustments for every single injury throughout the season. So that's why I did that. But okay, now that we're in the playoffs, we're gonna make that manual so they're not messing around with it anymore. Because yeah, man, that could have cost us some games for sure. Let's go ahead and mess around with this a little bit more now. We're gonna make this a 9-man rotation once again because the CPU was messing around with stuff. Actually, Bobby Portis Jr. is not even much better than Brook Lopez right now. So we're gonna go ahead and go with Brook Lopez just for a little bit of more 3-point shooting. I'm sorry, defense, because obviously both of them can shoot threes. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it like that then, and we're gonna bump up these minutes here like this. That looks pretty good to me, man. Let's get into this thing. Can we beat the Atlanta Hawks here as we win game 1? Okay, it's 1-1 now. 2-1 us. Oh man, are we actually gonna beat them in like 5 games? Okay, we're not gonna. Can we avoid a game 7 though? Yes, we can. Let's get it, man. And we're here in the conference finals going up against the Detroit Pistons. This is the same Eastern Conference Finals matchup as last season, was it not? So they got Kate Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jarris Walker, Marvin Bagley III, and Jalen Duren. Hey man, we can actually make the finals once again. That would be insane as we're up 1-0 now. I'm sorry, we were down 1-0. Now we're down 2-1 here. Wow. That turned around very quickly, man. Let's we might be in some trouble, my boy. We're gonna go ahead and take this thing down to, I think, like an 8-man rotation is probably what we got to do here. And yeah, bro, I need more minutes for our guys here. Is this the right decision? Maybe not, but it is what it is, bro. Can we avoid losing to the Detroit Pistons, bro? If we lose to Detroit, man, now I know we're 2 years into the future and they're a young up-and-coming team, but come on, man. Come on, man. Fight back, Milwaukee. Nah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay, we're in OT and we won. Wow. Hey, bro, I actually gave up on that one entirely. I was already ready to do my outro, man, but we're still in this thing. That's pretty crazy. So let's go Simcast once again, man. We forced OT and won that game. That's insane. We're here in Milwaukee, man. Momentum on our side. It's back and forth. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Killing them in the second half. Let's get it, man. Game 7. Can we win this thing and make it to the finals for a second straight season? So we're off to a really good start here. Never mind. They killed us in that second quarter, bro. Come on. We're still in this thing, though. We're still in this thing, though. No, we're not. Tough, man. Okay. So we made it to the conference finals, but ended up losing to the Pistons. Are they going to win it all at least? They will not. It looks like the Thunder won it all. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, finals MVP. Shout out to him, man. Honestly, man, not too bad of a season. I didn't think we'd make it to the conference finals, so it is what it is. And it looks like that is going to do it for our man CP. He's retiring at the age of 40, 20 years in the league. But hey, he got that championship, man. That's all that matters. And the resume is looking elite. 12 All-Star appearances. What is that? 11 All-NBA selections, 7 All-Defensive selections. Yeah, bro. This is a Hall of Fame career, and that championship in 2024 really is the cherry on top. Shout out to him. No surprise here. Chris Paul, first ballot Hall of Fame. Yeah, man, makes sense. Averaged 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists throughout his career. 2 steals as well. Super happy for him, man, because again, that was really the only knock on his career, that he hadn't won a championship, but they can't say that anymore, man. That's really cool. Anyways, man, that's going to do it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subs on his channel. Now we're starting the road to 2K, so if y'all could help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, man, this has been 2KJ. Blessings.